I would say my dad has that similar trait where it's literally he's not so much involved in my life. Not like in a bad way. Not that he's like a
It's not like he's
absentee
out.
father.
Yeah, it's not like he actually abandoned you.
Right. It's not
yeah.
like he went to go buy cigarettes and he didn't come back.
And he never comes out. He goes, it's like, Dad said he just went to get milk. That was last Christmas.
And he's lactose intolerant.
I don't
Why would he
understand.
get the milk?
Asian dad.
Welcome to the Worst Asian Podcast, where a couple Asian American millennials give you our shitty opinions on all things Asian. My name is Lingjie, and Ben is still trying to get himself situated. Well, you guys can see this shit. If you're listening to this on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts, feel free to look at Ben's fat face on YouTube. That's YouTube at Worst Asian Pod, or just search Worst Asian Podcast on your favorite YouTube app, which is a dumb thing to say because there's only one YouTube app.
I was just saying,
what the fuck did that mean?
It's the only favorite app then.
Okay, we're back. We're situated. I'm alive. Thank you guys for caring about me. Ben, you're so late that we didn't even get to go through the pre-recording notes. Ben literally walked from the doorstep, sat down, and I pressed record.
Yeah, pretty much. I said, yo, fist bump. And Lingjie's already getting the headphones. I was like, okay, that's a cue right there.
Okay, so the shit that I normally tell you pre-recording, please talk into the mic.
Yep.
Please keep your volume good.
Yep. Projection.
All that jazz. Anyways,
no
guys,
sniffing.
we finally missed an episode last week, thanks to my lovely co-host,
Yeah.
who was so horrendously late and just didn't show up
I just didn't even show up.
multiple times, so much so that we actually ran through our entire back catalog and we just missed a week. So first time ever that we've missed a week. Thank you, Ben.
No problem. Life is funny. Life works in mysterious ways. But, the show must go on. That's what they say in the business, right?
Okay, the one good thing that came out of this was because we missed a week, longtime listeners actually messaged me on social media just to check in on things, make sure I was okay. Once they found out that it was completely this piece of shit's fault right here.
Wow. Just the amount of sympathy.
Shut up. I'm trying to get to the nice part, okay? I got a lot of fucking very nice DMs from people. Like, genuinely, I chat with people a lot throughout the entire year and like via the social media. But this time in particular, because we missed an episode and they found out it was all, once again, this piece of shit's fault. They were very, very sympathetic and had such kind words for me. So, I don't do this for Ben. I do it for you guys. And the fact that you had such nice things to say to me and bad things to say about Ben, I love all of you. It was nice to hear bad things about Ben.
The fact that I don't know how serious Lingjie is right now is making me feel a type of way. I don't even know
which
this
part
podcast is going through.
Which part are you not sure about? The fact that I got kind words or the fact that it makes me happy to hear negative things from them about you?
I think you know which one. Yes. I will be serious right now. I had a pretty big emergency with my father. I'm going to say that much right now.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Yes, what?
You had a lot more happen besides that.
Yes, I did.
A number of which is you overslept.
Yep, I did.
Multiple times.
Yep.
So
it was the first time I think I actually woke up, and then I just literally. That's been a while. Actually,
don't give me false hope because I've gotten to a point nowadays when it's a recording day where I don't even set up. I don't brush my teeth. I don't get out of bed. All. I just lay in bed naked, and I wait till Ben is actually in an Uber, physically in Uber, and then I set up. So there's one time during this course of him being late, he texted me. He's like, "I'm on my way." I'm like, "Okay, great. I'll get out of bed, set up." I set up. Ben falls back to sleep.
Yeah, I did.
He literally falls back to sleep. I can't reach him.
Yeah.
I'm just fully set up because he said he's on his way. Like, okay, good. That means he's in the Uber. So now I'll actually set up.
The worst part was
jokes on me, I guess.
Oh, I mean, jokes on everyone. Besides that, also, I do remember I got to work extremely late.
Oh, yeah, you had the thing that day.
Yep, I did. It was just a lot of things are happening. For people that do know, I guess, some people that privately messaged me about my dog, I might have to look into like cremation eventually. So that's been new.
Yeah.
And, obviously with my dad, he's kind of had an emergency.
Right.
He should be getting surgery. He should be fine. It's just he's struggling right now.
So for those of you that are always wondering why I have so much patience, I also have a lot of sympathy because I do know, aside from being very unreliable at his core as a personality trait. Ben
That
actually,
is, yeah, that
Ben
is
actually
true.
has had things on top of that. So you can just imagine it's a broken down car, and now the roads are just closed.
Yeah, yeah. I
It's-
guess that's a good way. And there's 100 banana peels everywhere.
Pretty much, yeah.
Just all over the road. So what's it? No excuses. I did feel bad. I remember. I think that was the first time I remember I responded to Lingjie, and you could tell whether or not you get it getting red.
Yeah, it gets red, like the 2 checks and then
Yeah,
blue or something.
Like I remember I was at work and I was already dealing with shit at work.
Yeah.
To the point where I was like, I'm gonna quit. Like
Mhm.
that's how bad that day was.
Yeah.
Actually. I was like, fuck this. But the owner waited for me. And I remember I told him specifically, I was like, yeah, I'm tired of this bullshit. I really don't care. And he was actually that was the first time he was actually really nice to me.
No, because you know why?
'Cause-
Because he has no other help.
yeah.
I'm not starting saying anything
No.
negative about you. I'm
I
just trying
know.
to say, like,
I
he's like,
know.
if I make Ben pissed off and he quits,
Yo.
I'm literally screwed.
Yeah, like Lingjie doesn't even know like half the shit that's been going on where he just knows it's a lot of shit.
And that there's not enough employees, period.
Yeah. So that was a pain in the ass. But besides that, I did feel bad. I really, really felt bad.
I can
even
tell
got
Ben
to the
actually
point-
felt bad, yeah.
I even it was to the point where I was like, I think I have to go to this guy's house unannounced and just apologize in person. That was one of the things I was thinking about doing.
I don't think that would have been a positive surprise if I just saw you.
I know.
My
I was thinking about that too. I was like, I
It's
think
like-
Lingjie would. I think he would get the gesture, but I think he would actually just
It would
irk
mi-
him off so much. Like, bro, dude, just get the fuck out of
it
here.
might actually.
Yeah. So,
Anyways, before we actually move on to the topic, I have one final thing to say to you because I, as a human being, could not find the words to express my my frustration with you, and
Wow.
I asked my favorite new friend, ChatGPT. So I specifically
oh
asked
god.
ChatGPT a question about how do I nicely tell a business partner something about punctuality and reliability, right? Okay,
Great.
so this is what ChatGPT.
This is what artificial intelligence is advising us. Go for it.
Hey, insert business partner's name. I want to discuss something that has been on my mind.
Okay.
I've noticed that you've been consistently running late to our meetings/appointments.
You're right.
And I want to address this because it can have an impact on our business operations.
yes.
I value our partnership and believe that open communication is essential for our success.
I agree.
So I hope you understand where I'm coming from.
I'm trying.
I understand that unforeseen circumstances can occasionally cause delays, and I'm always willing to be flexible. However, frequent latenesses can disrupt our schedule and affect our productivity.
That's
It
true.
is crucial for both of us to prioritize punctuality to maintain a professional image and ensure that we're making the most of our time together. Can we, insert partner's name, discuss the reasons behind the lateness? Is there anything specific causing the... okay, this part is bullshit because I know exactly what.
Yeah.
And finally, it says, ultimately, I believe that being punctual shows respect for each other's time and demonstrates a commitment to the success of our business.
Yes.
Let's find a way to address this issue together and create a more efficient and productive working environment.
You know what? Thank you, ChatGPT. That was actually a lot more
That was actually-
reasonable.
that was, right?
That was very
Like,
reasonable.
it's much more nicely than what I would say to you.
You would have
A
not.
lot more curse words.
Yeah, there would have been a lot of. It would have been like insert favorite expletive word here. That's what you would have done. But yeah, I'm publicly apologizing to you. My life's a shit show right now.
It is,
And I want to say I'm the only one to blame.
No, some of the circumstances are beyond your control. Your dog, your father, all that jazz. I get that's beyond your control. That's why, like, I always tell people it's okay. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Ben, I love you as a friend. You're still one of my best friends. You know,
Thanks, man.
You make this hard, but I understand that you're a human being, and I am a better human being. So,
You just had to fuck it up. For a moment, I was like, "Oh, this is nice."
okay. Maybe this can actually tie in. Today, we're going to be talking about Asian dads because
Perfect.
I am an Asian dad.
Yes.
Ben probably is some secret Asian dad
I
somewhere.
might be a father somewhere.
You know, I just thought about this. You ever thought about the fact that
What?
you've had many relationships
Yes.
in which you and the partner can procreate?
Yeah. We have that.
You
Yes,
also are
we
not a
have that
very
ability.
safe person.
I don't know about that.
You know what I mean by that? So,
It's something about if I'm wrapping it up.
have you ever actually, like, seriously been worried that somewhere
Oh.
out there you have, like, a secret child?
Oh. I think you said, did I have like an STD? I was like, oh, I definitely had some scares, bro.
We're talking about Asian fathers, not
Oh.
Asian STDs.
Do you want me to start with STDs and then kids?
No, I think we'll start with the kids. Like, you've never actually
Okay.
been afraid that you just, like, knocked up someone.
Oh yeah, dude. There's sometimes you know, you're a little late, you know, when you're pulling out the cake from the oven, you know, get a little defrosting out, you know.
These are horrible references.
Oh yeah, dude. I definitely. There was one time I remember there was this dumbass lady. Let's just say that, right? She's like, hey, I think I'm pregnant with you. I'm like, no, no, I'm not, because I've used protection with her.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
never actually got
But
to
it's
finish.
99 point whatever percent,
Yeah,
right?
but I never got to finish as well.
And Ben puts the condom on his finger.
I actually make a balloon animal. It's like, baby, I'll see a trick.
He's like, I've only got 10 condoms and they're all my hands. I've got everything.
I don't get it. Why do you sell 3-packs? There should be 10-packs. Like, that guy, I don't have to put these on my toes. So, you know, I just remember, like, she's like, yeah, no, you know, she's trying to convince me it's her baby, blah, 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 right?
Oh, so she was actually genuinely pregnant.
She was genuinely pregnant. And then I was like, bitch, you ain't pregnant. I didn't do shit, right? But then she was like, you know, convincing me. And then I just started asking a question. So I did know that she was in a previous relationship. And I asked her, I was like, hey.
Before you or after you?
It was before.
Okay.
And, you know, I was like, by any chance,
It could be
not
the
to
other guy.
pry, but are you still maybe possibly seeing your, let's just call him the ex?
Right.
And she's like, oh, I am. I was like, okay, first of all, I'm not even going to get mad at that because
Right.
now I just know you just lied to me, bitch.
Yeah.
You know, like, you kept that from me.
She's Asian?
She is of the Korean Orient. Oh, I can't say Orient.
Orient?
Orient.
Orientation?
Orientation.
Orientation?
Yes,
Yeah,
orientation.
okay,
That's what I meant. She was Korean. and I was like, and she's like, yeah. I was like, okay. So, all right, next question. By any chance, did you have the sex?
the sex, okay.
And then she's like, yeah. I was like, also, did you use, you know, maybe
The protection.
The protection.
The gloves.
She's like, no. She's like, no. So don't you think maybe you should have that talk with him more than with me? Or unless you're
because he was a more recent lover.
I mean,
Or I
not
don't
because
know.
even recent. It's just he was the obviously more unsafe sex
Oh, okay.
lover.
Okay.
You know, after me still.
I think I vaguely remember this. You were fairly young, right?
Yeah, and then
Please try to sniff away from the thing.
and then what?
Because you have allergies or something right
and
now.
then what happened was I get there, I do see her, right? Just to check up on her. I say, hey, good luck with him, blah blah blah, right? That's obviously her way of just like, let's just end shit.
Yeah.
We meet her up. You know, she has a little, belly with the baby and everything, right?
Yeah.
But then I know something like, she doesn't look too happy, whatever. I was like, is everything okay? She's like, the guy's a piece of shit, pretty much. That's
Also, she confirmed that the other guy was the father and that he wasn't going to be involved in the life.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, and then later on, when I do see her again, now I see her, no baby, right?
Oh, okay.
And now in an arm cast.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
oh, I know where
yo.
this is going.
No, you're not.
Oh, no,
you're
shit.
not. You're not. So this is what happens. I'm like, yo, what happened? She's like, so we had a miscarriage. I'm like, I was
that
like, what the
sucks.
fuck? I'm like, what happened? So she's like, me and my ex, you know, we got to a big fight.
Physical fight.
Not physical, just argument in the car.
Mm-hmm.
This dumbass, right? It's kind of still her fault. She got so upset that she got out of the car in the middle, and then she got hit by a car. She got sideswiped by it.
Oh, my
while
God.
carrying that baby, and she ended up breaking her arm.
And then she had the
miscarriage
miscarriage from the trauma.
You know, just the baby, you know, just being hit and all
Yo,
that.
that's
crazy, right?
That's pretty fucked up.
I felt bad for her. We
Yeah,
obviously
I
don't
feel bad for her given that situation.
Yeah.
You don't want to blame anyone in that situation, but
Yeah,
it's just
dude.
like suddenly there is no life now, and that fucking sucks.
Yeah, I mean, like he seemed like a really piece of shit guy already. She didn't make the best life choices. It would be surprising. It's like a female version of me, but worse.
Yo,
That's crazy.
yo.
She was hot. I'm not lying. She was hot, beautiful. She
Okay,
was.
then she's not the female version of you. Then
She's like in terms of like what ChatGPT just announced. But yeah, that was one time I thought it was a
I
father.
do think that, like in some ways, actually, this opinion has slowly decreased over time. But at some point in my life, I thought that even though you're not a good human being, that you would, in some ways, when you had that chance, make a good father.
I will be. Yeah, I'll be a great father.
This opinion has slowly decreased over time. It's like a giant boulder, and it's in the water. Eventually, the water will erode. Well, erode, is that the right word? Or
Evaporate?
no, I'm saying like it'll chip away at the boulder.
Okay,
and it'll be turned to nothing. That's my opinion of you being a good father.
I don't even know how to. I think I'd be a good dad. I think I'd be like a fun, cool dad. You know, I don't know about reliability. Like,
all right, let's get into this fucking topic. These notes are so fucking old. I don't know what we were supposed to talk about
I
today.
think we're talking about one of it was like
We're talking
our
about
dads,
Asian dads, right?
Asian dads.
What makes a dad Asian besides the DNA?
Yes.
I would say my dad has that similar trait where it's literally he's not so much involved in my life. Not like in a bad way. Not that he's like a
It's not like he's
absentee
out.
father.
Yeah, it's not like he actually abandoned you.
Right. It's not
yeah.
like he went to go buy cigarettes and he didn't come back.
And he never comes back. He goes, it's like, Dad said he just went to get milk. That was last Christmas.
And he's lactose intolerant.
I don't
Why
understand.
would he get the milk?
Asian dad.
So he wasn't involved in a lot of my life because my mom was the primary caretaker, and because just as like an Asian trait, he wasn't really like hands-on involved in my life, right?
Right.
I think that's like that's probably the biggest stereotypical thing of an Asian dad. Besides Ben's pouring coffee, you can pour me a little bit too.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I'll take the other cup.
I got you.
Your dad was the same way too, right? Like he actually. Now that I'm asking you this question, I feel like because you always tell me your dad has such strong opinions about everything, I feel like he might have been the opposite of my Asian dad.
My dad was not very. He was Asian, and
Just by DNA.
By the DNA default, I guess. My dad was a raging alcoholic, like a very raging.
When you use the word alcohol, you actually mean he was like
he used to drink and be violent and beat me and shit.
Yeah.
You know? So that was the thing. Now and then it got bigger, and then I
you got bigger than him.
I threatened him, and I said, like, you see what I did to that door? That will be you.
Please go back to your previous episode in which Ben tells you how he deals with his anger via holes in the wall.
Yeah, I used to be a really angry person growing up. Not much better. Violence is not the way.
Violence is definitely not the way.
Going back to what you're saying about my dad. My dad he's pretty liberal. He is in the sense of like an Asian father, but
liberal not in the political sense. Liberal just in that he allowed you to do whatever. Let you be you for better or worse.
Yeah, I remember like the thing about my father, which I will credit him for, is that he actually did provide me. He tried his best to provide me like a normal American childhood. So after work we'll go play catch.
Wow, that is the stereotypical American shit.
We used to go to the park and we used to
me
and him just playing catch back and forth. Yeah, that's what we used to do. And he got me into the Boy Scouts. He would, try to help me participate. Like this was after school, and then now I'm thinking about it, I was like, damn, like
time investment, money investment when you guys didn't have that.
Yeah, you like for example, you're a dad, and you're working jobs, you have to cook, you have to make sure your wife is good, and then all of a sudden, like now you gotta play with your kid and stuff. I'm thinking about, I was like, damn, actually,
it takes a lot. Money and time is like a huge thing, right?
The energy involved.
Yeah, exactly. That's strange because we'll get into this later, but there are all these negative stereotypes about like an Asian dad or like an immigrant first generation person.
Right.
Part of that is unfortunately like the physical abuse is like it's not a genetic part, but it's like a accepted cultural thing almost, right?
I think it's just their kind of like coping mechanism with drinking. That's kind of like how people like to resolve their issues, right?
But there are sometimes like some parents that don't drink but just like hit their kids as a means of
communicating.
Discipline, I would say. Discipline.
It stems because they don't know how to communicate with their child. And, a lot of it's just from growing up, you're getting ass whooped.
Right, so they're just reciprocating the same thing that they learned as a kid because their parents dealt with them the same way, right? Because that's the old school version of it. We're probably in that first generation where we're really worldwide steering away from
beating the shit out of kids.
your kids, even though sometimes you really want to.
I'm going to slap my kid. Unless she's a girl. I can't do that to a girl. But if it's a boy, you better not fuck up, man. What's up?
Not a real serious question, but is it more acceptable if the mother does that physical discipline back then?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, you know what? Good call. I'm going to have my wife beat the shit out of the kids. Thanks, Lingjie. That's what you meant to say.
Disclaimer, Ben's not going to hit his kids.
No, my wife will. Thanks, Lingjie. Thanks, Lingjie. I'm going to keep saying thanks, Lingjie. That's the only way.
Disclaimer, this is a joke.
I'm not joking. I'm going to have my wife. I'll text Lingjie.
Disclaimer. You just...
Disclaimer. You keep just throwing it over like you're a robot.
Yo.
Disclaimer.
If I have time when I'm making this video for YouTube, the whole screen the whole screen right now it just says disclaimer. This part of the video, the whole screen just says disclaimer. Joke.
Asian dads beating kids. That's a
disclaimer. Okay, so going back to it, like not personally being involved with their kids' life. That's a result of just focusing too much on work.
Yeah, of course.
My dad probably, if he hadn't the time, much like your dad, he would have probably wanted to do things with me. But because like the primary goal for a father is to be, like you said, a provider.
Exactly.
And when you're a person in this country for the first time and you can't speak the language, there's not much like blue collar jobs that you can do, right? There's only white collar jobs that you can do. White collar is an office. Blue collar is like when you get your hands dirty.
Yep.
Okay, there's not many white collar jobs that you can do. My nose is very nasally right now.
Oh, so you got the sniffles too.
I got like allergies for the first time. I don't know how people deal with
You don't
allergies.
get, wait, do you? I thought you never get allergies at all.
I've never gotten allergies except for like 3 years ago when I got it for 2 weeks. And it was like the worst thing. At first, I thought I had a cold, but then it just went away. I confirmed it was allergies. Right now, this month, I think I have like pre-allergies.
Or because it's supposed to be like when the summertime, whatever it comes in, right? I mean, springtime comes in, then everyone will have allergies because all the pollen's starting to come in, and it comes in hard.
Right, but I used
And
to like
never get
breathe in
affected.
all that pollen. Like at this point in the year, you can touch your car, scrape your car, and it has that layer of like
Green.
green pollen
yeah.
all over, right?
Uh-huh.
I can just like sniff that in like cocaine, and I'm cool with that. Actually, you know what?
I don't know, but I'm gonna.
Somewhere out there, someone's doing that.
There's someone. We're gonna do a new challenge. I'm just gonna get a line of that fresh green Colombian pollen.
Get a squeegee and just like squeegee it off my car. You
And
can
then
probably
he's
get
gonna snort all of that, and he's gonna say he's gonna be fine.
But you have to snort it with a leaf just to keep it all in theme.
All right, fine.
No
That's
dollar
true.
bills rolled up,
You're
just like
right.
like a leaf rolled up.
We'll do that.
The fuck was I saying? I don't know how people deal with allergies. I don't know how you people deal with not breathing. And this is a very hard discipline.
It is.
So my nose has been stuffed for the past couple weeks, and I know it's not a cold. Because it coincides with when it's supposed to be high pollen right now and shit. So yeah, I'm hoping it's just like a one-off thing and it goes away. Because you're also sniffing a lot too.
I mean, I don't have sniffing as much today, but there have been times before sniffing a lot. Today feels like a drier day, but I guess going back to what you're saying about the whole like your
Right, they're just too
dad
focused
thing?
on work. Like Asian dads are just too focused on work to be able to like be there time-wise to actually invest in you. Because
yeah.
you have to prioritize. Am I gonna spend quality time with my son, or am I gonna just like give him a proper education, clothing, food,
Yeah.
yada, stuff like that?
Yeah, I think at our age now, especially for me, I learned to appreciate my father so much, and my mother too.
You want to talk about the side note, a disclaimer in case you think we didn't do a Mother's Day episode. We did one last year.
Yeah.
So go back to it. Listen to our thoughts on our moms. All positive, all sweet. I think I don't remember anything about that episode,
Yep.
but I know we did one.
Yeah, usually the Mother's Days are a good one.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
a good one. I think if anything, it might have been too lackadaisical. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What was it say? Absentee fatherhood. I was thinking about this before. It
Mhm.
kind of coincides with, and maybe I'm completely wrong with this because it's just off the top of my head.
Oh,
You
that's
know
the
how like
coffee.
over the past half century or so, modernization in China, and I'm speaking just about Chinese parents overseas, how there was a big culture of you leaving your rural area to go to like a city area or like a factory town to work. So just by like, default of where the country was going, a lot of
Oh.
fathers left their homes.
Like
just,
Mulan.
my brain is processing if this is a good comparison. Did Mulan leave the town to go work in the army?
She became a man and left her town because her father couldn't fight, so she left.
Oh, she fought for her dad.
Yeah.
That's not the same shit. Close enough. Close enough. So there is this thing where, like, culturally speaking, we have a couple generations of fathers being allowed to just leave their home and be out there working, and like that's just like accepted norm. Right?
Worker. You know what I'm saying?
So, and
You know
then
what
when you
I'm
come to this country where you don't necessarily have to do that, but then it's
Yeah.
just accepted to be absent from your family when you're like working so much.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say.
I still think about Timmy and the milk thing.
Timmy and the milk.
Yeah,
thing.
it's like that thing's getting milk. That was 8 years ago. Yeah, they're not gonna see him.
Do Asian dads get a lot of divorces?
Culturally speaking, Asian cultures, Indian, all the other Asians that mix in, divorce is so shunned upon
It's very shunned upon.
that it's like once you're married, you're married. That's why, like for me, I'm taking my sweet ass time. I know for a fact if you guys have to put money on it, if the sooner I get married, that over under, I'm bet getting divorced. It's getting high. That money line
Has medical technology gotten to the point where you can free sperm now? Like, that's how much time Ben needs.
Yeah. So, what's it? I eventually would like to be a dad. Just don't want to get divorced though. You know?
Is that really why you're taking so much time?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Bro, I don't want to fuck up, man. Like seriously, I don't want to fuck up. Think about it. I don't want to fuck up the woman that I'm married to. I feel like she's gonna have to make tremendous sacrifices to deal with my bullshit.
Yeah, huge. Maybe this is why you can't find that woman, because that woman does not exist.
I feel no. Honestly,
The closest thing you'll get to marriage is if I have a sex change, because only I have the patience to deal with your bullshit.
Even you at your point, you're gonna divorce me.
Yo, for real.
No, but like the thing is, I will literally tell women when I'm with them. I wish. Oh my God! Imagine one day instead of like having like a guest that's like someone prominent, This is one of Ben's exes and shit. I was like, all right, just spill the beans on Ben. Tell me how Ben really is.
Yo, I should have lined that up.
Dude, don't do that. Dude, you're like, that's actually a really good hot content.
Yo, that's hot content. That's good clickbait. There'll be a time when you're late and I'll just bring in this lady and she'll sit in your seat right now.
She's just going to talk mad shit.
Yeah,
yo.
we'll just spend the whole episode talking about you because you won't be there to defend yourself.
Yeah, that's true. And then you're going to be, I can edit this right now. I release it when Ben just wakes up. That's what you're going to fucking do. But, yeah, man, like.
I've forgotten all your exes' names. I've forgotten all their names.
That's fine, please. For the love of God, don't
I've
say
literally
that
forgotten all their names.
Please, let's keep it that way. But going back, what I'm saying is, I will literally tell these women these disclaimers like, I am not good for you. I will tell them that. And I think that turns them on more. Like,
Fuck.
that's a problem.
Ben's doing this really shitty reverse psychology thing.
Yeah, but I'm not smart enough to, but that's part of the plan. I really tell them like, look, I think, what we do is cool. We have a lot of fun. I know we're attracted to each other, but in the grand scheme of things, in terms of sharing the same life goals, I'm probably set up to disappointing you.
Wow. You should have told me this when we started the podcast. I would have not started this podcast. That's a real genuine sentence right there.
Wow, damn. Thank you. Yeah. I think that's kind of comes with, a respecting woman is I know my shortcomings. So to save ourselves the hassle and the trouble, I do tell them like with the career, look at this, even this podcast it's like a hard relationship. I'm barely keeping afloat. Barely. Like on my side. Like when I mean keeping afloat, I mean like I'm holding on to like a can of soda as my life raft. That's how bad this is.
I keep going back to the thing where this podcast is a car and you're the air in one of the tires. Without air in a single tire, even though I am the entire engine, I'm the chassis, I'm like
the transmission.
I'm the gas, I'm everything. I'm the person actually sitting in the driver's seat driving also. You're literally the air in one of the tires. I can't do this shit without you, which is very, very sad. Because I think I'm smart enough to figure out an escape plan, and I can't find one yet.
Lingjie is somehow going to there's going to be enough information for AI to use my voice.
Oh, I'm not even joking. This is not a joke. I did research. You can take enough pictures of you. I have enough voice recordings of you. I can generate a fake version of you.
Oh, can you do that?
But I was doing the math. Like, it's hard to have a conversation in which I have to then type the response and then like have the thing say the thing.
Oh,
I'm like, so it's actually a little bit more work for me. But it is.
So AI still is not advanced enough,
right? Because it can't actually banter back and forth. I have to create the secondary banter from fake AI Ben. But it is actually possible for me to create an AI version with you that is video form and moves.
That is really
and has expression.
That's scary.
And sits in this seat.
That's fucking creepy.
Yeah.
So you would have to pretend like I'm not here.
Yeah.
Now, when you speak, right, will it just automatically respond?
No, it won't. So that's the part. I have to input the dialogue for that person.
So it hasn't gotten to that yet.
It hasn't gotten to that yet. The banter can't be good. It can probably just give me nice generic responses, but it can't give me good banter. So I would have to type in the banter, and then the AI video thing would generate a video of it saying the exact words in your voice.
Oh, speaking of generated AI, it's not anyway.
What the fuck?
It's really cool. Just want to do a shout out to the people while I was going through my shit. This might have been the only time, these past few weeks have been really hard for me, where a lot more random people have come up to me. Oh, sorry. I know I'm kind of going everywhere, but I took my father to New York Presbyterian Queens Hospital, right?
Right. I didn't want to talk about it because I wasn't sure the extent to which you wanted to share that.
Okay, I appreciate that.
But that if it's in line, Asian dads are
Asian, and sometimes they need medical care.
Yes,
so
that's okay.
This is the worst part, bro. I remember I was already exhausted. I remember my dad was like, "Hey, do you think you could take me and stuff?" Right?
Yeah.
He's like, to the ER. And I'm like, whoa. And then he started explaining to me what happened. He even went to urgent care, and urgent care actually told him he had to go to the ER.
Yeah.
I was at work. I was in a meeting, and I was kind of brushing my dad off. Not gonna lie, because I was just working, and then I even told him just take. I have a younger brother, for people that don't know.
Yes.
I love him to death, but he literally just doesn't do anything. He's worse than me. He doesn't work. Mind you, he's not a fucking famous millionaire crypto guy or created a video game.
Yeah.
Like some other family members that I know of. But he is a good kid. And, my dad's honestly, man, I don't want to take him.
He doesn't trust your younger brother.
He doesn't even trust my and I also had to do this for my mother during COVID when she had to get a really serious surgery. which was a big pain in the ass. So, I was like, all right, fuck it. I go to New York Presbyterian. Oh, man, dude, it was packed. It was packed, bro.
Yeah.
It was.
ER rooms are horrible because I don't know how it's not more efficient than it is after so many decades and centuries.
I just think it's just too many people, it's just, you know what I mean? Like, just too many people getting hurt.
Supply and demand, just not enough doctors to take care of
It's
everyone.
just like a bottleneck thing.
Yeah.
So, I get there and I just remember at one point I started calling up my father's insurance just to go over everything. I'm like, I cannot afford to pay this. I'm already losing money paying for my dog shit. I was like, let me just please make sure like all this should be covered. I remember outside, I got my hat on, my mask on, right?
Yeah.
And then, I walked by and a friend of mine, shout out to Derek, by the way. I won't say his full name, but Derek
Works at the hospital
worked
that
at
you
the
were at.
hospital. He's like, Ben? I was like, and I looked up and I was like, oh my God, it was Derek. He works at the hospital. He was able to kind of get my dad and just bump me up, got my dad in a stretcher to be more comfortable.
Oh, nice.
A humongous shout out to Derek. Thank you so much. And he was also just telling us like, dude, I just want to say like, the podcast. He loves our podcast, by the way.
Oh yeah. Hi Derek, how are you?
Yeah,
right.
big fan.
Thank you.
So shout out to him.
Next time I hurt my body, I'm gonna ask for Derek at New York Presbyterian.
He'll put you on the line. It's like the VIP list. When you cut the line at the club. That's what it felt like at the hospital.
Nice,
it's just like, yo.
That's the one time it's actually good to cut the line.
Yeah.
Like the club is one thing. You're just gonna get hammered sooner. You're gonna waste more money sooner.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Damn, I haven't been to clubs in a while.
But at least like the hospital was good to get.
Yeah.
So, you want to like tie this in with the whole thing? Like, are you ever afraid, like I am, about the idea of mortality and your father, and then losing that relationship? Because I just had something happen with me recently. My grandfather, my paternal grandfather, so on my dad's side, my dad's dad actually just passed away this past Friday.
Oh fuck, dude, I'm sorry.
But
how do you know how old he was?
You don't have to say you're sorry because I think I've said this briefly. My dad had a very bad relationship with his dad.
Yeah.
His dad raised him horribly, gambled, drank, all that shit.
Yeah.
Right. So he did not have a good upbringing because of his father.
Yeah.
But his father is still in his life in the sense that my dad, out of responsibility and a lot of nudging from my mother.
Oh shit. Okay.
From my mother will still send his father money. But he just passed away this past Friday.
Oh,
and it made me think about the fact that my dad didn't have any emotional reaction to it, which, good, right? Like, I don't know a lot about my grandfather on that side because it was such a bad time for him. And because I know my dad doesn't talk about it, so I don't ask those questions. So I have zero, like...
attachment.
Right. I don't give a shit that he passed away. I don't mean him any ill will, but
exactly.
I just don't care, right? Because he's not part of my life.
You're not trying to offend anyone.
Right. Like, I was more upset when Anthony Bourdain passed away. Right. Like that actually had a connection with me.
Yeah.
This did not.
I know what you mean. I totally know. It's like when Uncle Phil died. I think it was like right after Christmas. I was like, I actually remember I got really, even Kobe, right? I was like, oh shit, that shit hit your heart. But
so my dad, when he passed away, was like not even really upset. He was just like, now I have to deal with this bullshit in the sense that he has to deal with making sure that they have enough money over there to do the arrangements, having to send money over, all that shit. And I was like, that's such a sad state to be in. And then that made me think about the fact that, when it is my father's time, that I have to deal with all that. But in addition to dealing with the logistical part of it, I actually would have to deal with the emotional part of it. Because he's missing that entirely. He just has to deal with the paperwork bullshit.
Yeah.
It's tough because that made me think about the fact that, and plus because it's Father's Day soon, that's why we're doing this episode. It made me think about my own relationship with my father.
Yeah.
And like how many things we've missed because he spent most of his life just trying to like...
all the sacrifices made to provide for where you are now.
Right. And now I'm at the point where I'm trying to make up for the time with them, because I know he doesn't want to actively say, let's go hang out.
Yeah.
Although he would want to and he has the time to, but I try to do that now. Like I took him bowling for the first time this Saturday.
Shit.
In entire life, first time he went bowling. He actually got a strike on his third throw.
Oh shit.
And he's never held a bowling ball before.
Oh, see? That's awesome, man. See? And look how I can tell how proud you are.
Because he actually had fun doing it.
Yeah.
Although the first time he threw the bowling ball, he threw it like halfway into the lane. What's the sport where you like chuck the heavy ass stone?
Fuck. Fuck.
It's like
I know. It's like I'm pretty sure. Isn't it just like the heavy throw? I don't know.
Whatever, right?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
He threw it like halfway into the lane.
That's hilarious.
Boom. Yeah. So it's sad that we have to wait to this point in our lives for me to make up the time with them.
Yeah.
But it's also like opportunity that I have.
Yes, yeah. We're at an age now because we're in our 30s where our relationship with our parents is not of the patriarchy and son kind of thing. Now it's almost like a man to a man kind of thing.
Right. Exactly.
So the fact that you can on Sundays just like eat with him, drink with him, that's something really, really special. Just keep doing more shit with them. I remember at that time I took my whole family out to a baseball game. I paid for everything.
Yeah.
Got them tickets, bought everything. And I just remember my dad was just like, "We really don't have to pay for shit." I was like, no, I got it. I got it.
He's like, "Where's the scam?"
Yeah, he's like, yo, he's like, "Yo,
Is this a trial membership?"
Yeah, did you sneak us in? It's like, are you sure? I remember like, I'm like, we had like a beer, some peanuts, Shake Shack, right?
Yep.
For you Met fans out the City Field people.
City Field does have a Shake Shack, best hamburger in all of the U.S.
I agree with you there.
Yep.
I have to agree with that. And I remember afterwards, we got an Uber, right?
You took an Uber to the stadium?
Yeah, because think about it, put it this way. It's $2 and 50 something cents, right? 75 cents, right? For each person, right?
And you had 4 people.
And we have 4 people.
Times 2 ways.
Right. So
what's the math
Uber,
on that?
So the Uber it was only $10.
Oh, that's actually cheaper than
it was cheaper than doing a fucking metro for 4 people. Oh,
that's actually funny.
Oh, Lingjie's like, wow, Ben actually was smart. So I told that to my dad. My dad was like, my dad was actually like you. He's like,
why the fuck are we taking this Uber? We're gonna take
the
like
train.
the subway,
that's what he was thinking. And then I gave him the math. He's like, oh shit. He's like, good call. So you know what I mean? Like it was nice.
Yeah.
And it's those little moments. And my father loves to fucking always say, he's like, yo, bro, I would have got up here. I got a good 10 more years after that.
Ben's pointing at his finger for non-video listeners.
He points to his head. He's like, yo, I got like 10 years. So, you better, we better try to. My dad is the one telling me we got to spend as much time together.
Him nudging to you that he wants to spend more time
And
without
he
having.
does.
Yeah.
And he
Because
does.
that's a very Asian dad thing where you don't want to like express your emotions and your feelings directly. You do it kind of indirectly. You're always like dancing around the subject.
Yeah.
I want to hang out with you.
Yeah.
Let's go do X,
hey,
Y,
we
and
got to
Z.
do that thing. Hey, I got to go to the ER. Let's go hang out. Or some shit.
Let's go hang out at the ER.
Like shit like that. I was just like, that makes me really happy hearing that because I know for as long as I've known you, you've always told me like how you and your father never really like express feelings and shit.
We still don't. Though.
Yeah.
But at least we're spending like time
I like that.
doing things together, even though we're not yet emotionally opening up to each other.
Yeah. Like, for example, my dad is the one that showed me how to shoot pool. Billiards.
Oh, that's why your game is so shit.
Yo, my game is not. Yo, you haven't played with me in a while. We haven't played. But how long was it since we played billiards?
It must be like 5 years. I
think
think the last
longer.
time that we went was the place on Bell Boulevard at the corner of Bell and
No
Northern.
way. Oh man,
I think that was the last time.
I have a good wife story there too. If you want to know there.
Save that for later.
We'll save that for. It's juicy. That was a good. Please remind me. It's a really. I feel like if they listen,
Save it for
to
the bonus episode.
Oh,
the subscription bonus episode.
Oh
Hey,
man,
natural plug in. I really do appreciate you guys sending me all these nice notes and like messages. I appreciate that.
Yes.
Another nice thing to who sent us is some dollar bills via our subscription package.
Yes. It's a lot of fun. I'm not lying. The bonus subscription stuff is it's really cool. I'm like, damn, I can't wait to like
do a bonus episode.
I really look forward to doing those.
And the one caveat of Ben missing last week and us actually finally missing a new episode is I actually got to publicly release one of the bonus episodes. So for you non-subscribers, you got a taste of what we have behind that.
Oh, that's a smart idea.
Yeah. I know.
It was the only idea, but that's a smart idea.
It was the only option that I had left. So that's a little teaser for you people that aren't in the subscription, and another apology to our subscribers who technically didn't get anything new because they got a old episode to them.
You know what's funny? Like, just like us talking about our fathers like this, even right now, I didn't realize like in a way, I know how much this podcast stresses you out, but at the same time, like for me, like this podcast has been such a good like therapy stress reliever for me. I didn't realize that about me. I don't know if that's how you feel.
Yeah.
You still feel like that?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. We got.
I'm just trying to flow. Let you talk. Okay, go for it. Yeah, it's a therapy.
Speaking about our dads and stuff like that, I think we're at an age where like they were like, damn, they made some humongous sacrifices. Like they came into this country. Now we're knowing a word of English. So I mean, my dad's English still sucks, but it's still better. And they just made it happen.
It's fucking impossible because I think about how
How
hard it would be if you and I just got transplanted to a random country,
Germany,
and we didn't speak the language, and they didn't speak our language, and it said like, you go find a job,
you
go make some money,
go start a family.
the family part is like the hardest thing because
Yeah, starting that shit in a different country.
yo, you and I can maybe survive on our own for ourselves. We can like panhandle for ourselves
yeah.
to to get like a burger or something.
Yeah, I'll be like,
Maybe we'll sell our bodies at some point.
Oh,
but
definitely. I do that right now. As you see,
But-
I'm doing that right now.
another human being or multiple human beings that that need your attention and that needs your like I was gonna say sustenance, but that's not the right word.
Yo, that sounds mad sus, by the way. I need your sustenance, bro. Like the fuck? Let me suck out your sustenance right now.
I got bad vocab.
Oh,
but
shit.
that require like your money and everything else. I am almost positive I could not make that work. And it scares the shit out of me if that was my only option and I had to do it.
Dude.
So imagine like your Asian dad, your immigrant parent just doing that for you.
Yo, man.
Just taking a complete gamble going somewhere random because it's not like they're fucking guaranteed, right?
No, dude, it's not. Like, they come in here, they don't know what to do. They just trying to figure out where to live. You know, like, wait, how does this living situation work? When our parents came here also, I don't know about your parents, but like, I want to say like irrigation, like toilets and bathrooms, all that. That was new to my parents.
Oh,
you
was
know?
it? But your dad was from Seoul, which is
Seoul,
a major
so-
city in Korea.
Right, but then back then, he lived on like on a farm, like a huge old school. You know, you pull the door, slide it.
Did
It's
he have
like, man,
Hanwoo pork? Pork Hanwoo beef?
I don't know, dude. I just know, like, I was like, damn, I kind of wish we had that still. 'Cause that shit like looks cool, you know, like he had the gate, you know, ceramic, you know, like tiles and shit.
Same
But
thing
yeah.
too. My parents came from like a rural village as well. I have
Right?
like pictures of it where our staircases were stone inside the house and like the entire backyard was full of bamboo and stuff. It was
Right.
a very rural area.
Like, you know, like the wall was like made out of fucking like wax paper and shit.
Oh shit, that's another layer. It's like if you go to Germany and it feels like the future and you can't speak the language.
Right.
Because
That's
then you,
what I'm saying.
yeah.
You're like, it's overwhelming. You're like, and there's cars. You're like, oh shit, there's vehicles.
Okay, maybe not that part.
I mean, that's what's true
Okay,
though. Like,
you go to Germany and they have flying cars.
yeah.
Like-
or they have boots that like make you float and shit.
And,
You're
and
like,
it freaks the shit out of us.
like, wait, what? Yeah, it's a tremendous amount of respect and courage, you know, that they did.
Do you think like that amount of respect and courage offsets the fact that there's other negative traits about being like an Asian dad, like the
Oh yeah,
the physical abuse part, the absentee father? Do you
It's-
think
Yes.
it balances out or no?
You know, there's a good saying. They say that depression is a luxury, and I was like thinking about that. They're like, when you're just trying to survive, you can't go into your feelings.
You don't have the privilege of doing that.
Exactly. That's
You
what he was
should,
trying
but
to
you don't,
say.
yeah.
He was like, our parents, when they came in here, they were just in survival mode. In terms of feelings, the depression, the fear, all that, you had to just throw it all away out the window. I have a friend of mine. They escaped through the Vietnam War and shit. He was telling me how he, as a kid, he still remembers like being picked up.
He was the kid being picked up.
Yeah, his
Okay.
mom, you know, like terrified running from gunfire and explosions in their fields.
Yeah.
And then they came here.
That's true.
Like, they
You
still
do have a
remember
lot
that
of
shit.
trauma from escaping and a lot of depression, stress from
Yeah.
assimilating
Right.
and trying to make it work. That there are probably multi-layered reasons why they had all the stress, and the only way that they found themselves being able to express that was like maybe via verbal abuse, physical abuse to their kids, their family, stuff like that. Not to say like that's a good excuse,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
just
We're
try
not-
to like be in their shoes and at least like just realize that they're all human beings trying to deal with their own shit, and that's not the best way for them to deal with it, but that's the only way that they could at that time. Let me ask you like a real question. You said that your dad actually hit you when you were a kid. My dad, for the most part, did not.
Okay.
So I can't answer this question. Do you have any negative feelings about that now that you're an adult, or do you understand?
I understand, but my dad OD'd on it for like the dumbest reasons. I remember one time we went to midnight mass, me and my brother and my mom, right? So it's Christmas, and you know we get home.
Is that the
Right?
only time you go to church? That's literally
No, that's for midnight mass. Yeah,
Easter too, right?
yeah,
Maybe
nah,
not even Easter.
Because when it hits Christmas, that's when like Jesus is supposed to be born on Christmas. You know, like it's like New Year's Eve. You know what I'm saying?
It's counting down the ball.
Right. But
Jesus
you're,
on the-
But you're on fucking church for hours, which I didn't want to go. But I
Is this a
went.
bad joke? Is like Jesus on the cross and he's like counting down like it's Times Square, like
Yeah,
the ball
you can do
dropping.
that. Yeah. He's like, oh, forgiving our sins in 10, 9, 8. Yeah, in the name of the Father, 5. You know, so yeah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, exactly. So we get home, right? My dad wasn't even like drunk or anything, but my father's very like, he's like an atheist, I guess you can say. But I remember it was now technically Christmas. So I was like, oh, is it cool if we open our gifts, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
So we're opening. I still remember this. I remember there were Gundam action figures.
Gundam.
Yeah.
Wow.
Gundam action figures. Oh, this is awesome. But my dad was so pissed because we woke him up.
While you're opening and playing with the toys.
Yeah. And he said that because of you guys, like you're waking me up, I'm sleeping. Why the fuck do you have to go to church? And then I remember he just broke all our toys.
Oh, shit.
He just destroyed all of our toys. And I remember, I was crying, trying to console my brother there.
Yeah.
And then now he's getting, mad at my mom because he's like, this is all your fault. Why would you go to church at this time of the hour? Like, that's insane. Like my dad would be like, yo, you're like a fanatic. My mom is very deeply religious.
Yeah.
But there were some things my mom didn't do right properly too. Like we found out like when we were really struggling financially. So my mom thought it was a good idea to, like when you do like donations, she would give more donations. So like, and then my father found out. He's like, wait, let me get this straight. You've been giving me like $50, sometimes $100 when we need that money.
Oh, shit.
See?
I got it all figured out. You get your angry Han gene from your dad, and you get your poor financial gene from your mom.
Yeah, like my mom.
That creates bed.
My mom, like she has the biggest heart. Like she really does. And like, that's what I love about her. And at the same time, like, I get my angry douchiness sometimes from my father.
You really are a good combination of your mom because you have a pretty big heart.
I hope so.
It's a very dirty heart, but it's pretty big.
Yeah,
but you're also poor financial decisions, and you also have some anger.
Yes, I do, and it's funny because like as I gotten older than now, like my dad explains it. That's why it was something my father yells at my mom. I'm like, Dad, just shut the fuck up.
So going back to the thing where he broke your toys, do you look upon that situation a little bit differently now that you're older, or do you see it in the same way where he was just being a douchebag?
No, he's still being a douchebag.
Okay,
that's still being a douchebag. Like,
fine.
Like you have no right as a father, I think, to ruin like those Hallmark moments.
Yeah.
As I got older, I realized why he did it because then when he explained it, at first I just thought like, oh man, my dad's an asshole.
You don't forgive him, but you understand him now.
Right. And I told him, I was like, Dad, imagine like, dude, if you just told us like, can we be quiet? We would have been quiet.
Right.
But the fact that you went fucking ape shit, that's gonna make me want to fuck you up. And my father admits it too. Like he suffered from like PTSD. I think a lot of it was military and things that he grew up with.
Right.
Look, man,
yeah, it's tough because I would say for the most part,
all
the dads in general,
they still try their best.
They try their best.
I want to assume
most dads want the best for you. It's just that the way that they structure their feelings or their path towards giving you better is just very awkward, right?
Yeah.
There is a straight path to giving you a better life.
I'm just looking at a picture of us right there. That's Lingjie, me, and our fat friend from the highway.
But looking at a picture from one of my many Google picture frame things.
Yes.
I'll say like all dads want that life for you, but the way that they achieve that or the path that they take is very different because they have different
upbringings themselves.
Yeah, so it's not. But I think for the most part, they want the best for you.
You never, your dad, you can't remember a time when like he got like super fucking apeshit crazy?
My dad has also anger issues of his own, but I think that comes from his upbringing.
Right.
And
did he ever lash out?
He, not physically.
Really?
To my dad's credit.
Wow.
The most that he got to was maybe if he got really, really, really angry, and this was like rarely.
He'll crumple up
once
paper.
in a blue moon. He might like pick up something and throw it.
Oh fuck!
No, not throwing it at my mother, not throwing it at me, just throwing it at you.
Something.
Just break something.
Still, that shit, right? It's like there's something about that.
But that like scares you, obviously, because even though you're not physically harming someone, the fact that they're in your presence in the same room, breaking something with extreme anger, that does like create trauma to my mother and to everyone else.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to say that for the most part, he is not as bad as some of the other stories that I've heard from other people, but he definitely has very similar commonalities with a lot of other Asian dads. Those negative traits and stuff. But it all boils down to them trying their best, wanting the best for you.
Mm-hmm.
And clearly, if you guys are listening to this and you are the exception to the rule, there's always the exceptions to the rule. There are dads out there that don't fucking deserve to be dads.
Oh,
for
man,
sure.
Dude.
Okay. For sure, there are people that shouldn't be dads that are absolute trash people by all metrics.
Yeah,
but I would say, for the most part, most dads want the best for you. It's just that they sometimes don't know how to deal with other things while they're achieving that goal.
We go back about the whole like divorce thing. Asian nuclear families tend to just stay together.
Oh, you mean like the dads might be even more stressed because they feel like they're trapped in a marriage that they don't want to be in?
But it's true though. It does add to that. It's like, I didn't want to marry your mother. It might have been an arranged marriage.
Right.
There's a lot of that in, some Indian cultures. I participated in a Bangladeshi marriage.
Yeah.
Where a good coworker of mine got married.
Are you burping as you're talking?
I was trying to burp and like
You should just let it out and then talk.
No, I thought I could do it. Now it just went back in. It's gonna come out of my ass. But I just remember like it was an arranged marriage. I think he's 33 and she's 20 something.
Oh wow,
You know?
that's weird.
Yeah, they still do it though.
Well,
They
okay.
still do it.
I say it's weird not being from that culture. I'm sure for
Yeah.
them it's like perfectly normal, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wish them all the best. But it is like tough too, right?
That's scary. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
that's
you
scary.
don't know anything about this person. Now you're forced to have a family with them.
Right.
I think there's a study about that where those kind of marriages are actually more high. They're more happy
Oh wow.
Then-
Stupid me.
than free will marriages. Apparently, which I was like, are you sure they're not just being forced to say that? I was like, I don't know, man.
Who's taking the
Yeah,
survey?
who's taking the survey, huh? Like, I just want, I'm allowed to ask that kind of question, but yeah, apparently they're happier in those kind of arranged marriages.
I hope that's true though.
I hope so too.
Yeah, but it is true. Like that's another layer of a dad. If you, culturally speaking, it's not
Yeah,
a normal thing to get a divorce.
Yeah.
And now you're stuck in that. And like I would also say, financially, because imagine you took your entire family over to another country,
Uh-huh.
you did the thing, and now you don't like your marriage anymore. You're like,
yo,
aside from being culturally tied to it, you're also not kind of financially tied to it. Because what are you gonna do?
yeah,
Split your wife? I mean, leave your wife. You still have to like send over money, but now you have to start another family in which it costs more money. You know what I'm saying, right? Like it's a bad money decision
like,
too.
It's like, all right, it's like, wait, I can't cancel my old cell phone plan. I could just get another cell phone plan on top of it, and I still have to pay it off.
So
The-
you're
the
like
phone-
two cell phones and two cell phone bows it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah,
You know,
not very good.
Speaking of dads, like I do want to say, like, I love your kid, and I see you when you're with him and stuff. Like, I mean, I don't know shit about being a dad, but from what I can see from my intel, I'm like, oh, Lingjie's doing a great job being a dad. Like you're stern when you have to be.
Yeah.
You don't go overboard. I can see how like you try to instill good natural habits for him, and yeah, like you generally do love your kid, so it's great.
I try to find balance between some of the good things that my dad has taught me,
Right.
and then some of the things that I've learned just being raised up in this country. Try to find a balance between the two,
Yeah.
because I do think there is positive things about raising your kid the more Western way that we've learned, and there's also
Right.
good things about like the way my dad raised me. Right,
Mhm.
he really taught me like you gotta just like sometimes put your head down and work. Right,
Yeah.
not that to say that you should work yourself to death, but sometimes like the solution is simply like trying a little bit harder than you otherwise would have and not giving up.
Yeah.
And then also try to raise my son. Excuse me. This fucking allergy. I also try to
Sure,
raise.
that's just the emotions.
No, it's not the emotions.
Oh, man. Try to get him there.
Sometimes it's also good. I want to raise my son with outward affection that I didn't have as a child.
Got you. Yeah.
Not that I miss it or that I blame my dad for not giving it to me, but I
Mhm.
always try to let my son know that he is loved
Yeah.
by me and my wife and
I
his
can see
entire
it.
family.
I feel
I
it.
always try to let him know that I'm proud of him, not just because he's my son, but just because of what he does with his life. I'm trying to find that balance. At the same time, I don't want him to be like a fucking hipster, like
Whoa. Yo, disclaimer to our hipster listeners out there.
I just don't want him to be like a lazy bum. If he wants to do like some strange ass passion with his life and it makes zero money, that's cool. Do it. Do something with a passion, right? Do
Right.
whatever you want to do, but do it to the best that you can do it. And it doesn't have to be like to make money or to whatever. If you're passionate about something, chase after it. I'll be proud of you. If you are passionate about, I don't know, fucking pottery, right? Chase that shit. Just don't like lay at home and say, I love pottery, and you're just holding a pot. You're not doing anything.
He just
Right?
bought that shit.
He just bought it.
He just wants to fucking Michaels and shit.
Yeah, no. So like being a father is very difficult. I also want to teach my kid a lot of Chinese. I've talked about this multiple times. I want to teach him more
Try, yeah.
Chinese than what I learned as a kid. My parents only spoke with me in my dialect of Chinese as a kid, Wenzhou. So they didn't
I
really.
thought you were gonna say the Chinese dialect English.
What the fuck? So we didn't get to learn as much of a more common Chinese dialect like Mandarin.
Oh,
So I
okay.
do want my son to learn that.
Oh, you
because,
specifically like Mandarin. You want him to
right, because that's going to
It's
be
beneficial.
it's much more beneficial, whether it's just for his personal life or for business or for whatever. I think when he grows up, it's good that he
Right.
knows that. That's what I was missing from my life.
Okay.
Not because my parents didn't try their best. They fucking sent me to weekend Saturday school with hard-earned money that I completely wasted. So I kind of feel bad now that I'm saying this.
Oh, now that you're in the driver's seat and you're
Yeah.
like, like what's it? A throwback, by the way. There was an episode where Lingjie was telling me that he got his son into a very high, I guess, a prestigious.
It's not prestigious. It's just it's cheap. It's cheap. It's very frugal.
It's very, but I think it was like you said some crazy. I think it was like $500 or something for like almost a whole year of like
for
just,
like 10 months of a Saturday Chinese school is like
and
$500.
it's like a legit school.
It's a real school.
So
it's a
people were
not for profit.
So people were just camping out for like it was a Black Friday sale.
Yeah. I woke up at 2:30 a.m. to line up to get him to that school.
I remember that was the first time I saw Lingjie actually really tired. I was like, I was okay. That was the one time I think I was actually okay. I was, and you were.
I was tired that day.
Yeah, you were tired that day. I remember I was like, oh shit.
We had to travel around and do a bunch of recordings.
Oh, that was hard.
It was very fucking tiring. Okay, let's wrap this up. Do you have anything positive to say about your dad that we haven't talked about? I'll find something positive, and then we'll kind of just wrap this up.
I guess the positive thing is that Dad, I get it. I love you very much. I can see you that you've actually grown and changed your ways too, and I'm very happy that I get to know the person that you were as a man. So yeah,
I would say by the way, very sweet, kind words.
Thank you.
I'll clip this. I'll translate it. I'll have
you have subtitles and shit.
No, I'll have AI generated Korean Ben say this some way.
Oh shit! Actually,
I don't think they can do other languages yet because I think most of the databases and like the force feeding of information is in English.
That's a really good idea, dude.
Create AI Korean speaking Ben.
Yeah, because then people will think my Korean's good. Holy shit! Yeah.
Okay, my dad. Let me think. The best thing about my dad is he always let me do what I wanted to do. Not
commit crime.
Start a shitty, non-profitable podcast.
Start murder.
My dad always let me. He didn't tell me what to do. He told me what not to do. That's it. He never told me directly what I should do, what I should pursue, what I should spend my time on. From time to time, the only thing he would just tell me is don't do X, Y, and Z. And they were the big things. Don't do drugs. Don't go
to a gang. Don't commit crime. Don't fight.
So, but beyond those small restrictions, he allowed me to flourish and just choose what I wanted to do with my life and which path that I took. At no point in my life has my dad ever said, don't do this when I've said I wanted to do something. Or has he told me I should go to this school or take this job or this path?
I'm going to say this, which I totally admire about, your father's, way of raising you. But a lot of it also does come down to you and your social influence too. Because, as much as you're saying all that, if you're with the wrong crowd, aka like me, I guess even, because I definitely had my fair share of what's right, what's wrong, but sometimes your friends don't. Like a lot of it, you did right. You have to give yourself credit too for that. I gotta say. What's
that thing they say that you're the average of the 5 closest people to you?
You're the
Ben is throwing down my average, but
yes, I'm actually I'm actually the curvature that causes mean. You are the means to your closest social circle.
Yeah, something like that. So
so I brought it down, and Lingjie has increased my credit score immensely.
Oh shit! I'm bringing your crap up.
Yeah, you're bringing my shit up, friends.
All right, guys, we're at the favorite part of the whole podcast, or ranting and raving. If this is your first time listening to the podcast, we have had a bunch of new listeners this month with everything happening. So welcome to the podcast. I hope you enjoy our bullshit. If you want to, you can give us some money via our subscription. This is the second plug of the day.
Yeah.
But I'm just joking. No,
he's not.
At least give us a positive review.
Yeah, that we do.
That's
really
free 99. That actually goes a long fucking way with the algorithms and shit like that. Anyways, enjoy our back catalog. If you are going to binge some of our content, please do it in reverse chronological order. Because I think the earlier stuff is good, but it's definitely not as good as our more recent stuff.
Do you want to hear something crazy? I know someone that loves our content so much that they're re-listening to the whole thing the second time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
I was like, are you sure?
I don't even want to listen to the really old stuff.
Yeah, I don't want to at all. But
I actually listened to the first episode sometime a couple months ago because I was trying to cut something. I was like, man, this does not flow the same. It's like, it really does not.
It's cringy.
It's cringy because you're still trying to feel your way, and eventually we realize just be yourself. Like it's
hard. It's hard. What's it? But yeah, I don't know what it is. Like people, I'm getting a lot more good feedback out there.
Okay, good.
Just randomly, people are like, oh yeah, like We love you guys. I'm like, oh shit, thanks. We have no money. Just wanna let you
We
know.
have zero
We have
money.
no money. I hope you know. Like, we're not gonna. I'm not gonna give you anything.
Okay, this is our favorite segment of the whole podcast. We do this on every single podcast episode. We take a couple minutes to rave about something good in our lives or rant about something shitty in our lives. I think I've ranted enough about Ben, so I won't choose to do that.
Oh, thank
So
you.
I'll let Ben take this off. You have anything good? You have anything bad?
No, just I was genuinely scared about the direction of our podcast.
You mean about me canceling the podcast?
I was actually like that's
No,
how
no joke. I
scared
had a
was.
bunch of people sending DMs. They were actually concerned about that too.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I was genuinely concerned. I remember people at work were like, "What's wrong with you?" They thought it was at work. I was depressed. I was depressed at work because of us. I was like, oh shit! Like I this is the first time I think I legit like Lingjie is just really disappointed in me. And I remember people felt it at work and they thought it was like me at work. They thought it was work related.
Oh,
I was
really?
like, no, it's. And then I told him at the end once we were done, I was like, no, actually, I I let my co-host down and like I don't know what to do. Like I just remember that was the first
you were
time
just befuddled.
because this is the first time where my personal life and like just my work life has I've been fucking up both things. It's okay. I usually fuck up one thing at a time, but this is the first time where both just
It's a Venn diagram where they both just completely
it
overlap.
became a whole circle.
What's the thing called? An eclipse?
Yeah, it was a fucking solar diarrhea eclipse. I just remember like, oh my god, it's like what do I do? It's like your house is on fire, but the fire extinguisher is like in a pool of sharks. Like that's what it felt like. I was like, oh shit, I think I'm fucked. That's what I felt. I remember. So it was a weird feeling. I felt I had no safe space.
Yeah, don't say space at all.
No, I didn't.
People think like I come off very rude, arrogant, like a jackass on podcasts.
A lot of people do mention that. Like, is Lingjie really like that? I'm like, no, Lingjie is. But yeah.
But I also have a lot of fucking patience.
Yeah,
which is strange because like
you have
these
a
characteristics
lot.
usually don't work together very well.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not supposed to be like that. You do have a lot of patience.
So, but my patience comes from me just boiling everything down at its core. Like this really doesn't matter. But even Ben was testing the limits of my patience.
Yeah, no,
which is very, very rare.
I
very rare.
This is the first time I felt. I was like, yo,
no one tests my patience that much because I don't really get angry at all. And even with you, I didn't get angry. I was like, I am just very befuddled and super disappointed that I don't even know what to do.
Yeah, I think Lingjie was like, yo, I'm trying my best to like make your life easier. And it's just, I remember I was just like, I just need to hide. I remember I need to hide just in a box and like just be of solitude. Like that's how bad it was. Yeah. Fuck, man. Thank you guys for listening. If we never got this far, yeah, we definitely would have been done by now. But thank you guys for the support. Just checking up on Lingjie.
Okay, fine. I had something else to rant about, but I'm gonna take this episode just to get all the nice things off my chest, so that I have no nice things left for the rest of the future. To you people out there that reached out, and for those that probably didn't reach out but were thinking the same thing, I am like genuinely appreciative of your kind words. I got, like I said, I am very amazed at the amount of DMs I got about people just checking in on me and checking in on you, although they didn't really need to check in on you, but most people knew what happened or could guess what happened with the fact that you let me down. So I got like very, very kind words from people, and like that's the part that actually really got to me. Like I didn't expect it. I expected people to like joke and say, "Oh, Ben screwed up again" or something. Yeah, and some people did say that, but most people just had like very kind words for me, like Lingjie, I get it. I respect your time. I love the podcast. It's okay that we missed a week, yada yada. So like kudos to you guys, because clearly I'm not doing this for any financial gains or any like notoriety. We're not getting like famous and shit. It's like I'm really doing it for you guys out there. So if you enjoy the podcast, I appreciate it. I appreciate the kind words. From now going forward, I have nothing nice to say about you.
Yeah, thank you for keeping us afloat. Really, that's kind of what it is.
Emotionally afloat, not financially.
Yeah, not financially.
But you could
do both. Eventually, that's the idea.
This is a third plug.
Well, I guess that's kind of how we should end it. It was a good this was a good episode.
All right, guys, we're at the outro.
Yep.
We're at the outro. Ben, you can do the outro very quickly because we have to do a second recording.
Yes, we do.
So, and we have limited time because you came late again today.
Yes, I did. I came very late. So, thank you guys for joining us for this episode. You can find us on all social media platforms. You can find us on mainly Instagram at Workstation Pod.
TikTok.
TikTok. What's the other one?
You can watch our faces on YouTube if you want.
Yeah,
so.
you could Google us on. You could Google us. You can Internet Explorer us. You can use Netscape. All those are great platforms to use. Our beeper number is gonna be at 917-444. I made that up. No one knows what a beeper is.
That's gonna be someone's number. So don't finish that sentence.
I should. Yeah. But also, what else is there? We do have monthly bonus content that we do.
This is the fourth plug.
Yes, the fourth plug now. It's only
shameless plug.
It's only 500 pennies per month. So if you really think 500 pennies is not a lot, and we will gladly take 500 pennies. What's it? We'll put it in Coinstar. We'll count it as your membership, and we'll plug you in.
Coinstar takes a fee.
So
Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts take their fee, and then you have to put the coins into Coinstar, which takes their fee. So your $5 turns into like $2.
So what you can do is give us about 538 pennies. It should offset the cost. We take it all pretty much.
But in all seriousness, guys, you don't have to subscribe whatsoever. We have lots of free content. If you're a new listener, please listen to the back stuff. It's a great time. The one thing that you can do for us is tell your friend about it. Leave us a 5-star review wherever possible. Written review if the app allows you to. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, great.
So we should be back next week. And by that, I know we will be back next week because Ben and I are about to record next week's episode.
Yeah, so
we're actually about to change shirts. Brent, did you bring your extra shirt?
I did.
You did. Okay, so we're about to change shirts for this next episode.
There we go.
Maybe I'll shave Ben or something. We have to look visually different between episodes, even though it's the exact same fucking day.
Let's just move these pillows.
We'll move these pillows and these stuffies.
Okay.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Peace.
Adios.